So I'm just going to head up the hill from my house up to Labruska's house. He lives right up at the top of the hill up this road, and let's see what the fire's done up there. Right now I'm heading down this little logging road the fire trucks use to bring water back in here. This old road's been here for a long time, but they opened it up pretty good and used it to carry water to the fire. So what you're seeing here, these red trees are not burned trees. This is a retardant drop, and that you can see where they dropped the red colored retardant to stop the fire. So I'm parking the truck here and I'm going to start walking down into the fire zone. You can see a little bit of the burn right here. This is as far as it made it up the hill behind my house. Glad to hear that. So this is just the edge of the burn. A couple interesting features here. You can see the red rocks from the fire retardant drop, and right next to them, this is the containment line that they put around the fire. When they talk about a fire being 100% contained or 30% contained, they're not talking about how much it's out, but how much of this line they've put around it. Looks like a little trail, only about 1.5 feet wide, if that, but that's the containment line right there. Here's another view of some retardant and that containment line that they put around the fire. Maybe you can see it a little better here with the lighting. Basically, it just looks like somebody put a hiking trail around the outside of this fire. That's about how big it is. Well, I'm pretty well in the middle of the burn here. Actually, just in the middle of the part where it came up this little draw. They say fires like to run up a valley, up a draw. Pretty good example of that right here. It's a pretty good look at what the back of the mountain behind my house looks like. Gives you some idea of the amount of destruction that was out here. Basically, I don't know how many acres this is, several hundred certainly. You can see right here where the fire kind of came around the side of the mountain. The worst damage is over there through that little draw. There's a lot more acres burned down below there. Gotta think that these folks are pretty happy to still have a home. Got pretty darn close. Oops. Got pretty darn close to them. It's hard to get a good clear view of this, but there's some fire damage down there. And then as I pan up over here, there's my neighbor's houses. That's Gary and Cindy's, and the other Ray have houses back there. And it's real hard to tell from here, but the gully between us, that has probably 100 yards of fire retardant across it, and probably 1/3 of a mile down the gully. And they closed it off right here with those retardant bombers, and I think if this hit hadn't been made, my house would be gone. Because if you just keep going up the hill from Gary and Cindy's, can't see it, but right back in there is George and Jan's house, and then Craig and Nancy's, and then mine. God bless those guys. They are really aces. They did an incredible job out here. There's one of the retardant bombers right now. Those are the guys that did the job. And as I look out over the burned trees, I can see the smoke of another fire burning up in Rocky Mountain National Park. We sure could use some rain this September. I sure am glad to still have a home.